And we're live! Hey guys, I'm Wolfie. This is Poggy. Today, we are going to talk about the 49ers injury report before the Cowboys game, Sunday Night Football. Then we're going to talk about a couple players coming back, some players not coming back. A stupid rumor about Cooper Kupp. 49ers trading for Cooper Kupp. I think that's stupid. Then we're also going to talk about predictions, of course, and who won last week. Hint. Anyway, before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and talk about the big one, and it hurts down to our core. The Kansas City Chiefs defeating the San Francisco 49ers decisively, okay? It's pretty bad. The San Francisco 49ers lost this game 28-18. Patrick Mahomes wasn't very good. Brock Purdy wasn't very good. However, that defense, special teams for the Kansas City Chiefs really came through. And, yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Poggy, how do you feel about this loss that we were expected? Let's be real. We even talked about it. We were underdogs for this game. Even though we were supposed to be favorites, we knew that we were underdogs. But despite losing this game, how are we feeling knowing that we were underdogs?
That we both thought it was. Hey, what up, Papa J? Yeah, we both thought it was ridiculous that we were favorites going into that game. It was hard to watch. You and I were texting back and forth, and it was hard to watch. You know, Ayuk going out that game, and then Debo going out that game, and then we have rookies going in there. No rapport with Brock Purdy, and then Brock Purdy just, I don't know, he didn't look like himself that game, and the defense actually played pretty stellar, I'd have to say, that game. That was the most impressed I've been with them the whole season, and then of course our special teams looked terrible. So no, it wasn't a fun game to watch. I think I turned it off at some point just because I kept watching it.
Go back, and then we did come back.
No. And just watching it, Purdy looked, I think I texted you a few times, like, is Purdy mentally checked out of the game? Yeah, because, I mean, there was just some times where he just didn't look like he knew what he was doing out there. So it's hard to tell, hard to know what was going through his mind in that game. And I don't know if it was just the impact of Ayuk being out and having rookies in there and just not feeling confident in their ability to make plays or catch the ball. So,
yeah, I kind of thought the pneumonia thing was like, what the fuck? Like, why does Tebow have pneumonia? Where'd that come from? That's super random. Like, what kind of luck is that? Like, I really hope some people thought that the game plan was around Debo. So, like, maybe that's why everything got a little shuffled or a little lost. I mean, that would make sense. But if you're making the game plan around Debo against Kansas City Chiefs that in the Super Bowl outside of Juwan Jennings, that was a terrible idea if that was the case. So that was crazy. Ayuk going out, I don't know if that even made a difference, really, just because, he was making some catches, but they weren't electric. They weren't really a game changer for the offense. He dropped that easy fucking catch right in the bucket of his hands. He dropped it. So no, I'm not saying, like, whatever Ayuk injured, I'm not saying that sucks for him. That's why you get guaranteed money. That's why you fight for guaranteed money, just in case you get hurt. But I'm going to be real. He did not come back with his end of the bargain by playing good and getting back to his original form. Glad he got his money, his guaranteed money, and this is what it's for, but it's not like he earned that $30 million contract so far. And it didn't seem like we were going to see him even against the Cowboys back. Ayuk is gone. I truly feel like he's just not going to be the same player ever, especially with this ACL tear. I think with his morale already being like gone, like he could not handle the pressure of contract negotiations. He could not handle the like coming back to the facility and it feeling the same. You could tell he was gone. He looked soulless. It was really weird.
Mentally checked out. Yeah.
Yeah. He was mentally checked out. He was done. So that was one of the big mistakes, but coming back to the game. So it's not like him being out made a big difference, but Debo being out, it's like the accumulation of Debo and Ayuk being out affected it, but it's like if Ayuk himself was just gone, that's not a problem. Or if Debo was just gone, it's not that much of a problem because it's the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been proven to shut those two people down. But having to have Ronnie Bell out in the field, because we saw Ronnie Bell out there, and the moment you saw Ronnie Bell out there, you knew there was going to be an interception, a drop ball, a clutch one. You knew shit was going to go down. It was going to be bad. That game was, even when we were up 14-12, you could tell this was Brock Purdy's worst game he's ever played. This was worse than the Ravens game. In the Ravens game, you can make the excuse the Ravens just made big plays. They were tipping passes. They were tipping passes. Unlucky shit was happening left and right. Still was Brock Purdy's worst game at the time, but the Ravens got credit for making big plays. Brock Purdy was just making mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, and it became like, okay, we're starting to get down the field. Oh, old Brock Purdy's coming back, and then it completely got obliterated by him throwing into double coverage in the end zone. He completely disappeared in that game, and I'm not going to sit here and say this is who Brock Purdy is because we need to see a trend. Like if he continues to play like this over and over and over and over again, then yeah, I mean, Brock Purdy's gone. I don't know what happened to him. He's not the same, but he's allowed to have a bad game, especially against a team that's been known to beat him, just not decisively, but just beat him. And have problems with that defensive coordinator. That happens. This loss, having to rely on rookies, Ronnie Bell, Mason was not hitting the holes in the red zone. He was terrible in the red zone. He missed a wide open hole in the end zone. I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a wide open hole to his right, and he completely missed it, not trusting the tight end to get there in time.
I think he was still playing injured too.
Yeah, but like that's just his shoulder though. Like it's not like a concussion.
Yeah, but I don't think he was at his full. I don't think he was trusting his body to make that contact. You see, he was playing a little scared. Like I don't think he was playing downhill like he typically does. So it looked like he was playing a little scared because he wasn't hitting those holes with the impact like he used to. Like, I mean, you could see it as a running back that he just wasn't hitting those holes downhill like he used to. And so I think he was playing injured. They needed somebody to be an impact player out there. He thought he could be it, but he just wasn't it.
Yeah, he was star stepping way too much. And Pearsall, by the way, not ready. Like can't cut, can't separate, can't do nothing out there. There was no connection with Brock Purdy. I predicted that to happen, but the way they amped up Pearsall before that game, they were like, "Yeah, he's coming." Yeah, he was winded on Monday. Like on Monday, he could only do 4 or 5 practice reps, and then he was tired. But Wednesday and Thursday, man, dude, he was great. There was this energy, this hype of Pearsall possibly playing, and you're like, "Oh my God, maybe he's a different breed. Maybe he's, maybe he's the guy. Maybe the 49ers are right." No, I saw the worst wide receiver out there, and that's not like who he is, of course. Like give him time to get back, but that's the thing though is he didn't have a fair shot to come back to actually perform and be the wide receiver that he could be. There's like we all saw it coming, but the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch all set up the fan base for some sort of epic comeback. And it was like, oh God, that guy's, he's not.
Well, I mean, it's not fair to him because, the guy is coming back, off of injury and then being shot. So it's like he really hasn't had a whole lot of time to build that relationship with Purdy and things like that. So I think he did good enough in that game, but I don't think he was an impact in the game.
Not at all.
I don't think really anybody was an impact in that game. I mean, they didn't target Kittle enough, I don't feel.
Yeah, I thought Kittle was ignored a little too much there.
Yeah, I mean, Kittle. Yeah, I just was so disappointed. Maybe 4 catches. He had 5 targets.
He had 6 receptions for 92 yards, and that still is not enough. That's pretty good still for a tight end. But that wasn't enough for that game plan because, especially considering Ayuk and Debo was out, you needed to make Kittle way more of a priority. He needed to take some of those catches and those shares of those catches.
Yeah,
I agree with that 110%. Even though Kittle got most of the catches, it just wasn't enough targeting. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Jacob Cowing had 2 catches for 50 yards. Honestly, we didn't see enough of Jacob Cowing. I'd much rather Brock Purdy look at Jacob Cowing than Ricky Pearsall or Ronnie Bell. Like, we didn't see enough of Jacob Cowing, I thought, because Jacob Cowing was the one wide receiver with Debo and Ayuk out.
I did like him, yeah. Cowing, yeah.
That Cowing is the only one that's had caught passes from Brock Purdy. He's the only one that's had connection with him throughout the entire offseason whatsoever, any kind of reps. Ronnie Bell is too far the depth chart. Conley is too old, and for some reason it's the same player. Debo was out. Ayuk, even if he was in, that connection wasn't pretty sure wasn't confident as I would with Cowing. So I wanted to see more of Cowing, and I was really disappointed in Brock Purdy using as anticipation, like you know how you had to predict the throw before, like, okay, this guy's gonna cut here, I know it, so I'm gonna throw it here and trust him to be there. The fact that he used that skill, that faith in Ronnie Bell, when Ronnie Bell has been nothing but a disappointment and can't seem to either run right route or catch the ball. To use your faith ability, okay, on a guy that's been having issues. Like, if he's wide open, I understand it. Like, if he made that cut, because he was open, but the reason why he was only open is because Brock Purdy threw the ball with anticipation. But regardless, when he cut down, and if he was open when he cut down, Ronnie Bell was, then I could see him throwing it. I would not ever, for like the slightest of a second, think to myself, okay, I'm going to use anticipation for Ronnie Bell. I don't understand that.
Milwaukee, talking about T. Higgins, Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah, what's your take on Pearsall being better than T? As of right now, you can't say that. I
mean, T. Higgins has been he's been in the NFL for a little bit. So, I mean, it's hard to compare the two when Pearsall's only played one game. But, I mean, hopefully in the long run, yeah. I mean, T. Higgins,
hopefully Pearsall's better than T. Higgins. That's the hope, really, right? But we don't know that yet. So start right now. As of right now, T. Higgins is better than Pearsall as of right now. Until we see what.
Yeah, I mean that's just based off time played and everything. What you've seen. I mean, unfortunately, you have nothing to go off of on Pearsall except for the one game.
I think I speak for Poggy, and this is what I also think myself, that if you have, even though whatever your talent was, evaluation was coming into the NFL, you are not a proven player. You cannot compare to another player until we see what you can do first. And as of right now,
you need more than one game.
Yes, one more. You need to see the trends. And I'm going to keep preaching that trends is what's important. Like, what do they consistently do all the time? Not one-off mistakes like Purdy with his one-off bad game that he's having, but yet throughout the entire year, in my opinion, regardless of what's happening, he's been playing great. I think he's been playing elite outside of that Kansas City Chiefs game, in my opinion. But yeah, so what is he going to do consistently? What is Pearsall going to do consistently? Hopefully it's not this.
Yeah, well, I'd say
it's not this shit.
I would say the consistency too. You can't just base it off one season too. I mean, you know, just because somebody has a great season, you need to see it consistent. I mean, give them a couple seasons. What do they do their sophomore year? You know, a lot of players fall off that sophomore season. So
true.
It'd be nice.
So sophomore season usually is the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, that sophomore slump is a real thing. So
yeah. It's not until like year 3 you truly kind of see what except for Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy had a fantastic
year. He had a great sophomore season.
It was like one of the greatest sophomore years ever, dude. So anyway, the losing to the Kansas City Chiefs hurt. I wanted it to be a close game, but us losing was, I felt like, not obvious. I really we were underdogs.
Yeah.
It was something you could see coming. The 49ers would have to defy trends. They would have to do something they haven't done yet.
Yeah.
And asking to do that, I'm saying is, losing said really nothing. Winning would have said everything.
Yeah, it really would have. But yeah, losing.
Except for this game, the Cowboys game. This one's different. This one has winning and losing implications. So I want to give a shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Not a shout out, but I don't know why I said shout out, but I want to point out this thing that I saw that I was wondering if you caught it too. Patrick Mahomes completely ran over Malik Mustafa.
Yeah.
just completely trucked him. Looked like Derrick Henry. Dad bods for life.
Dad bods for life.
Just say They got some bounciness to them, man. They got some padding. So yeah, I guess the game itself, it hurt. It truly felt, I guess in conclusion, the entire from start to finish, and I preached this pretty much all week, it felt like my spirit was getting its ass beat. I was getting mugged. I was getting kicked in the stomach, punched in the face. I actually felt like I ran a marathon. I was exhausted after that game.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It just sucked the life out of you. Like, oh my God, can we even win the Super Bowl? Because we're just going to face the Kansas City Chiefs again if we magically make it there. So it just felt like
I mean, we're not healthy enough either. I mean, we can't. I mean, I'd like to completely blame it on injuries, but that game, Brock Purdy was healthy and he looked terrible. I mean, the reality was, yeah, we didn't have our receivers out there, okay, but even when we did, Purdy wasn't making the throws. We weren't able to run the ball. Like, it's like Shanahan had a game plan, but just stuck with the only thing. And when
I thought
it wasn't working,
it was just Brock Purdy, though. I thought Brock Purdy was the problem in the second half.
I agree. No, I'm just saying, but the game plan, there was no changing of the game plan. It's like, okay, well, it's not working. Well, let's stick with it. Eventually it's going to break through, but it never did. You know, it's like, no, we gotta adjust this
running. That's just not getting its legs under itself. Like, it works. Like, there's this new offense, because this is a new offense, a lot less play action. There's a lot more shotgun happening. It works from the 1 yard line to the 80-yard line, but like once the 20-yard line of the enemy. Once we get on that 20-yard line,
yeah, once we're in the red zone, yeah,
we're the worst offense in the league. What is happening there? That is so fucking weird to me. But I think that and I also said Brock Purdy, I would be able to defend him if he didn't throw stupid interceptions. Like, once the ball leaves your hand, you're taking responsibility for something. Like, if he took the sacks, threw it out of bounds when he had to, took the field goals when he had to, like in that red zone. It's not something I wanted, but it's definitely a lot better than what he gave the fucking Kansas City Chiefs in that moment. Like, it sucks. It looks bad. I can defend you. I'll be like, yeah, nobody's getting open. We're last in separation. We're last in yards after the catch. These wide receivers aren't doing anything. So Brock has to hold onto the ball. He has to take sacks. He has to throw it away. But I couldn't say that for this game. There's nothing I could say to defend him. And I love Brock Purdy.
I know.
Right?
I know.
So
I know when I was texting you, I was waiting for you to come back and defend him, because I text you, I go, what the hell is he doing out there? Because I was waiting for the text to come back and you defend him in some way, because you always do that. But I mean, I'm just as big of a Purdy fan. I mean, I have his jersey, you know, I'm a big Purdy fan, but it just, you know, that was not his game. That was not his game. He was, I don't know if he had like brain pneumonia or something, but it wasn't working. It's like his brain wasn't working. It's like whatever was going on in his brain was not football.
It was not football at all. I was like, did he get in a fight with his wife this morning? Like, what's going on?
Right. Right. I mean, come on,
what's
buddy.
happening here?
Get it together. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like I compare it this way. It's as if he played in the second half of the Minnesota Viking game last year. He played like that. He played like that Brock Purdy. He played like the Brock Purdy against the Cincinnati Bengals last year. That was the Brock Purdy we saw against the Kansas City Chiefs. That was terrible.
That was
thankfully
bad,
that happens at least just once a year, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen tonight.
Yeah, let's hope that's not a trend. And it's just one of those things where it's like, this is just the worst game, and that happens. Because every quarterback has a bad game. Like, Lamar's had a bad game. I think he lost to the Raiders. He was terrible. Josh Allen was like 9 for 30 with 3 interceptions earlier this year. You're allowed to have these shitty games that just look absolutely terrible. Again, it's just, what is he doing the next game?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and get some to these comments. We've got a lot of them, so let's go ahead and jump into them so we can answer some of those. We just got done talking about Kansas City Chiefs, and let's see what the fam has to say, what they have to ask. I have a feeling that Brandon's career is done, but I'm praying that it's not. I don't know if it's done. Like, he's still a mid wide receiver, and if his ACL's teared and that holds him back, I guess I could see that, because like he couldn't handle the the contract negotiations, and that completely sucked the life out of him. I could see him resting for an entire year, thinking to himself, my God, am I ever going to be the same player, and letting that drag him down. So I guess it is possible that he's just never going to be the same player, or not even a mid player. But I personally think that he'll come back at the very least a mid player. That's not something we want, but that doesn't mean your career's over. You're still going to be like a second or third wide receiver down the line. So I don't think his career's over. It's just not. I just don't think he's elite anymore.
No, I agree. Well, he had. See, I don't think he was ever really that elite.
You don't think he was ever a top 10 wide receiver?
Well,
let's say top 10 is about elite. There's a lot of wide receivers out there. There's only 32 number ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. You know how I felt about the whole contract thing. I thought it was ridiculous, but
stupid,
I mean, yeah, his career being over, I don't know. It just depends. I mean, he didn't seem like he was mentally into this season. It's like he said, he was exhausted from the contract negotiations. So this is going to really test his mental fortitude. I mean, how much can he bounce back from this? And, we'll see. But, I mean, this could definitely be a career ender if he comes back and he's not able to perform those first 3 weeks. I mean, that could be a real test for him, because he has plenty of time now to work on his mental being and,
well, that's
studying
another thing.
The playbook.
Like, he didn't have. And I'm not trying to blame the wife or blame the people, but I think the people around him did not help whatsoever. I think
they're like, you're worth that money. You need to get that money.
Yeah, and they were forcing him in this situation. I feel like he was peer pressured by his side of it. Not was he pressured by the 49ers, because obviously that's what negotiations are, so you can't really hold him to that. But I feel like on his side as well, he was being tugged and just being torn apart. I feel like he's just being mentally stretched, because you can have people next to you being like, you gotta get the money you want, but like, we believe in you. You're still a great wide receiver. It really matters who you have by your side during these situations. And to me, just based on how he came out, you would think that if having that mental reinforcement, like the people around you helping you mentally, is a big deal and actually is a factor. And I think considering that his wife was, part of the whole drama, like recording his situations and her saying her opinion on things, his brother coming out and saying his opinion on things. And then there was just a bunch of other people constantly in his ear telling him, hey, you get this, you get this, you do this.
We both agreed that it had been best for the 49ers to separate themselves from that situation. I mean, we both agreed on that there was other options out there for them to do. I mean, they could have definitely traded for something else. And I mean, when they drafted Pearsall, we both thought that was it. That we were like, okay, we're going to move on from this situation. Great. Okay, whatever. But no, they didn't. And then we're like, okay, well, why didn't we address an actual need then? So, yeah.
That was the reason why we drafted. Like, that was the only justification of drafting Pearsall, was like, okay, if we lose Ayuk, we have a guy. But we ended up keeping Ayuk anyway. I think I wanted Ayuk back. I wanted him back. I thought he was good enough. I thought he was supposed to be the guy next to Brock Purdy. I thought bringing him back no matter what. I did not expect him. I expected him to come back. He just needed the reps to come back. And I thought he was going to be the same player at some point. But no, man, like when he came back with his first press conference, I was like, oh shit, I'm wrong. This dude's like, nah, this dude's gone, man. This guy's soul's gone. And so I do agree with that. Like, we should have drafted more offensive line. That was way more of an issue in the draft. I mean, like, if you're just going to sign Ayuk anyway, what was the point of drafting Pearsall in the first place? You should have just traded Ayuk and got through the drama of all the fans yelling and bitching at you. How dare you trade Ayuk? Blah, 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 blah. That's your job, just to get through that and see what the results is. Because at the end of the day, you were wrong to keep him, to sign him in $30 million at the end of the day. So, and that's your job, is to be right about things while the fans just bitch and complain about one thing or another.
Yep.
And they made a mistake.
Yep.
So Brandon, I don't think the career is over, but
No, you know how I felt about the whole Ayuk thing. I think they should have got rid of him.
So.
Yeah, they should got rid of him. He's the type of person to be opposite to. He will take his money and retire.
I don't know. I don't think he will.
Are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Talking Ayuk.
Ayuk?
Yeah. No, Ayuk. I don't think Ayuk will. I don't think he's going to
retire.
No,
I don't think he intentionally did that. I don't think he meant. I think he was just mentally beaten.
And this isn't a career ender. So his ACL.
If it was an Achilles, I'd be like, okay, maybe, because Achilles can end your career. An ACL, you can come back from that.
Yeah, he'll come back, and then he has something to prove. And if he's, I'm hopeful that he'll come back and prove a lot of people wrong, because right now in the media and everything, he's getting bashed. I mean, he's not playing to his contract, and that's what everybody's saying about him. And so I'm hoping that he takes that to heart and comes back and proves everybody wrong. That's what I want. Yeah, I want the player that he's getting.
Like, you don't want to be bashing this dude. You don't want to be bringing him down. You don't want him to be like, okay, I was right about you. You don't want to be right about these things, because you being right about it, it's worse for the 49ers. It makes it harder on us to win a Super Bowl. So
I want him to be great. I want him to play. I mean, I have an autographed helmet of his. I mean, I never disliked the guy. I've been a fan of his, but I didn't think he was worth the contract or the headache of it all. I just felt like maybe we should have got rid of him, just not even dealt with it, because we could have replaced him, especially in the draft. When we did Pearsall, that's when I thought, okay, let's just move on from Ayuk. Good luck to him. He'll find a home somewhere else, and let's start addressing what we need to.
We should trade him to the Steelers, because he's fitting right. He would fit right in with that Devo wide receiver room.
Yeah.
He fits so well in that Devo wide receiver room. So well, dude. Oh my God. I think about that to this day. Like, Jesus Christ, we should just trade him to the Steelers. Even though I bitched about it like all offseason, like, yeah, you Steelers can't have him. And I'm like, yeah, you should have him. Even though Cowboys suck, I'm still concerned that we're going to lose. I'm not concerned that we're going to lose. I think we're favorites and we should win this game. There's a possibility we lose this game, yes, but I'm not concerned, if that makes sense.
No.
Like, I feel like concern is a bit strong. It feels like there's this worry, this festering of like, okay, there's this the Cowboys can do, because the Cowboys are in turmoil themselves. They're absolutely having their own problems. Yeah. They are worse than us, even with our players out, in my opinion. And they have a worse coach. They have a worse quarterback. I think Brock Purdy's better than Brock. I think our defense currently is better than theirs. They will not have Bland. They will not have DeMarcus Lawrence. They will not have Michael Parsons. This team is better all around, except for the kicker situation. That's it.
Except for special teams.
Except for special teams, which could be Achilles heel. It could be the reason why we lose. But I mean, what I'm trying to say is, like, all around, like, logically, like if there was a Madden team comparing them, this team would be a 90, and that team would be a 70. Like,
I mean, their offense is bottom tier. So
yeah, they don't have no run game. This is the opportunity here. Their defense is thin. Their offense is bad. This is the opportunity. Our offense is shaky, and our defense can be dominant still. So I still think, and our coach, I still think Kyle Shanahan is way better than Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, we're still, a top tier offense. It's just we had one really bad game, and you could kind of maybe credit it towards injuries and just Brock Purdy having a mental lapse. So I mean, I'd look for him to bounce back and maybe get a good week's practice with some of these younger players, and hopefully they come out and look better.
He's yet to have like a consecutive, except for when he had that concussion against Minnesota and then played bad against the Bengals, but he came back in the bye week and performed excellently well. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I still think Brock Purdy will still outperform Dak Prescott. There's nothing that tells me, especially in the history, that Brock Purdy is this guy and he's going to perform worse now.
I mean, all quarterbacks have multiple bad games. I mean, there's no quarterback that just comes in and has 16, 17 stellar games. I mean, it's not a thing that happens in the NFL. I mean, everybody complains about their quarterback at some point in time during the season. It's just a thing. So I mean, it's something you do as a fan. I've never.
Like, you're right to criticize it. You're right to be real about the situation.
Yeah.
Like, hey, he played bad, but it's like he played.
He's
bad,
still your quarterback.
Bad.
I'm not gonna go. Hey, we need to trade Brock Purdy because he's killing the
People
team.
are saying that now. You know that? I've seen a couple people say like, maybe we should trade Brock Purdy now. Like, what the fuck?
Who are you gonna trade him for? Like, who are you gonna?
Like, that would make us better. We finally got. He's a franchise quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. People. I mean, you can't even. I can't even name 10 quarterbacks right now that are, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so hard to name really good quarterbacks in the league right now. I mean, quarterback position is the hardest position in the league. And it's, you draft, like, how many quarterbacks go in the first round every year and how many are still playing quarterback? Yeah, starting. So, I mean, that just tells you right there that it's the hardest position to play, and it's nothing's guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, it's so tough, and that's the number one criticized position because it makes or breaks your team. So, I mean, you're allowed to criticize him, but he's still our guy. He's still the franchise quarterback right now. There's nobody in this league I'd want over him right now.
110%. All right, we got to jump to other subjects. As much as I love to keep talking about that, we got to jump to those subjects. People with comments, I'm sorry, I can't keep up with them. But I got to say, Strawberry in the house. Good to see you, man.
What's up, Strawberry?
Good to see you. If I miss your comments, guys, I'll get to those as soon as possible. Just right now, I just want to talk about a couple things. Just not very long. Robert Saleh going to the Packers, that fucking hurt. I'm not going to lie. But I can totally see why, simply because that's his best friend. Matt LaFleur is apparently Robert Saleh's best friend, so I can see why he would help him out. Even though
it's just a fluid role. It's not an official title. It's just a fluid role. He's just providing help. So it's not
but
it's not like he's joining them. It's not like he's joining them as a defensive coordinator. So there's still a chance that he comes back.
Yeah, but he's going to make those players better 110%. Like, even you don't think those players are going to take what he says and be like, take him to heart and be like, okay.
But you know why he's doing it though, right?
What?
You know why he's doing it, right?
Oh, because he wants to spite Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, him and Matt LaFleur have a common enemy in Aaron Rodgers because that guy is the biggest prick in the NFL. And
if they can win a Super Bowl, they can really show that would seriously. Like,
I mean, the Packers aren't going to win the Super Bowl, but yeah.
Yeah, that's their intent, though, right? That's their intent is to get that revenge, to win that Super Bowl, and to prove them wrong. That's the intent. So I can see where it all comes from.
He should just provide.
49ers fan.
He should just go provide advice to every team that plays the Jets the whole season.
Position this week, the next week he's got another field position somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and then I also heard this stupid ass rumor that kind of bothered me. 49ers potentially trading for Cooper Kupp. Nowhere in any world was that ever going to happen. Even if the Rams lost every single game, they will not. I repeat, and I keep saying it, and I don't know why Larry Krueger keeps talking about it, and other people keep talking about, the Rams are going to trade an X player to us. The Rams, who are division rivals, are not going to help us win a Super Bowl. They're not going to give us a player to help us win a Super Bowl. I'm so tired of seeing Tutu Atwell or Cooper Kupp as potential trade targets. It's not going to happen. Stop it.
I mean, it'd be great to get Cooper Kupp, but
fantastic.
We take him. I mean, if they want to give us Cooper Kupp, we'll take him. But we're not getting Cooper Kupp. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I mean, there's rumors out there that Buckner's going to come back, Kendrick Bourne, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of rumors, but I mean, they're all rumors right now, and there's nothing there. It's just rumors that we're going based off. I mean, Ernst Jones, there's a ton of rumors. So,
well, I wouldn't mind getting DeForest Buckner back. I wouldn't mind getting PJ Jones back. Yeah. I still think they're great. I still think they would make this defense better, even though they're not particular needs, because Clea Davis and Evan Anderson and the depth there for the D tackle, I think, is doing fantastic. Yeah. It's just the D end, I feel like, is more of an issue.
I agree.
Big Max Crosby or Miles Garrett would be a game changer. I would love that. Trade all your first round draft picks the next 3 years for the guys. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to win the Super Bowl. So we're not fans. Brock Purdy's not a system quarterback. Our defense is playing amazing so far. Steve Spagnuolo is he's best in business coach. 110%, man. He's the best defensive coordinator in my eyes. You got the best D tackle league with Aaron Donald gone and Chris Jones. You guys have you have the number one corner, in my opinion, this year in McDuffie.
Yeah,
McDuffie's guys are fantastic.
Great, man. Yeah, they look good.
So, and I respect, man. Thank you for saying he's not a system quarterback. I appreciate that. Best Kansas City Chiefs fan I know. All right. None of these players that are returning are in football shape, and that's the problem. Kyle's going to put them out there 100% and get them hurt. This is what he does every time. Papa J slowly turned against Kyle. He's slowly turned against Kyle.
Well, Kyle is known for doing that, but yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's just his way. I mean, it is. Shanahan has his flaws, and that's one of them. Is he does put guys out there too soon. I mean, you look at Pearsall. The only reason he's putting Pearsall out there is because he's our number one pick. There's a lot of hype behind him, and it gives you hope. And that's all it does. Is it gives a lot of people hope. Oh, Pearsall's going to go out there. He's going to tear up the defense. Oh, it's over. No, and then he goes out there and nothing happens.
So you know when you said that, when you said hope, when you said hope, you're like, it gives us hope. I imagine being next to Kyle Shanahan and him saying, it gives us hope, putting Ricky Pearsall out there. And I thought of the movie Dune 2, where Timothée Chalamet was like, that's not hope. That's kind of what I imagine. Like, that's not hope.
Oh, there you go. So somebody needs to yell at him.
Yeah, dude, that's not hope, man. Putting a guy out there, like there's a 99% chance he is not going to be good at all. Like, Jesus Christ. And you're right. There is that pressure. Like, he drafted this guy. He stuck out his neck for him. But you didn't have to. You could have hid behind the fact that, hey, this dude got shot. This dude hasn't been playing. So he needs his time to come back. You could have said that, and I think fans would have understood. But no, you decided to stand your ground, be arrogant, and be like, guess what? We're putting him out there. Be excited. That's the problem I had. Yeah. Larson's best connection with Brock right now is Jennings, but he is out. Yes, that's actually true.
I mean, Jennings is the number one receiver right now. Mm. Yes, let's go Niners game day.
Let's go Niners. It's Catherine in the house. She had PTSD. I don't know.
Well, I know that, but yes.
She was trying. She was like, I told you guys. I'm so sad. It's like, hang in there. We're not mathematically out of the playoffs yet. So hang in there. Imagine that Kansas City Chiefs and 49ers are both teams that are healthy. I think that even if we were healthy versus the Kansas City Chiefs and you guys were healthy, I think you guys would still be favorites in that situation, regardless. Welcome to Stream Cats. Be respectful. Oh, she's respectful. Trust. Tyler, you guys would still kick our ass. That's exactly what Papa said. Only way we'd ever beat Kansas City Chiefs if Mahomes retires. It seems like that.
Yeah. Mahomes is just he's our kryptonite.
Cat, I'm a Dodgers. My Dodgers win last night, and now Kansas City Chiefs said no beat Las Vegas. You're having a great year, man. You're having a fantastic year. Tyler, you like all the good teams. He does. I mean, that happens, man. Sometimes it just goes your way. Malik, the lot, except when facing Mahomes, Mustafa. I like that. I think that's funny. Strawberry says, I don't know. Thought they adjusted well in the second half and we're at least moving the ball. You don't have that many red zone trips. It was the interception that killed them. Exactly. That's what I thought. Like, I truly thought that because if I noticed there was some more play action in the second half. There were some different plays. I thought Kyle was actually running the ball when I thought we should. Like, I thought there was moments that he did adjust to compared to the first half where it was all shotgun. It's like, Jesus Christ, run the fucking ball for me.
Yeah.
It's almost as if Kyle Shanahan's game plan was to just pass the ball so much and then at some point just run the ball a shit ton just to catch him off guard. And it's like, I don't like that.
No, either do I. He needed to lean in on the run game a little bit more, and he just kind of abandoned it a little bit early, I think.
Oh, couldn't you be? Papa J says Cowboys' run defense is crap right now. Do you believe that?
Yeah, they're really bad.
This still for the ball more than run the ball. Yeah, he'll do that. Because that's the thing with that's what Poggy said earlier about the Kittle. Like, we should have got more targets. Their weakness was tight ends. There's a reason why George Kittle had 6 receptions for 92 yards is because they stuck against tight ends. There wasn't enough targets towards Kittle. If he was throwing the ball to Kittle and he missed him a couple times, and it just wasn't working, not giving it's almost as if when Brock Purdy threw that first pass and it was interception in double coverage, it was towards George Kittle, but George Kittle did not have a chance to catch that ball at all. He was not going to catch that ball. There's no way he could fight for it. It was a terrible ball. And I feel like after that, Brock Purdy was second guessing George Kittle. Okay, maybe they're paying attention to him a lot more than usual. And it's like, no, I could have sworn there was a couple plays I saw where he was open or there was a chance for a 50-50 ball. I was very disappointed in the lack of targets on tight end.
In those 50-50 balls, you always believe in Kittle. I mean, that dude is going to fight, and he's so physical.
He's doing a lot better in 50-50 balls this year. This year has been fantastic. But yeah, I do agree that it's possible that Kyle Shanahan's going to overthink it and be like, well, they're going to over-pursue the run because that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass this shit ton and try to do the unexpected thing. Yeah, I agree with that. He doesn't typically have 2 bad games in a row. It's true. Speak down, he's a good plan with Brock Purdy. Yes, he does. He has respect to him, too. I respect him. For real, it's going to be a mental battle getting back from that injury. If he does work, he has back, that would be a good thing. Talking about Ayuk. Yeah, it's a mental battle, 100%. Papa J is right. Cup and Puka, best duo whole league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
There's
not a. There's. I
Just
don't
think
know, a
about it
lot
for
of
a
wide receiver duos out there. What?
I mean, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, but then again, Jalen Hurts doesn't know how to throw him the ball. I would say AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. I just think that Jalen Hurts holds them back. I would say them. That's just me, though. Tribe is the reason we need to keep mental health patients inside hospitals. Damn, yo. I thought they were always going to sign Ayuk and move on from Debo. I thought that was the plan, too, like sign Ayuk and then move on from Debo next year. But we extended him later on in the year, and I was like, okay, well, that's confusing. Now I'm confused. Like, if you want to draft Pearsall, keep Ayuk, and then get rid of Debo next year, I understand that. But once they extended him, I was like, what? Okay, now I'm confused. Tribe is the reason okay, now we're just talking shit. My point, Brandon's career being over is that his injury looked really bad. I don't think you'll ever come back from that injury. I pray that he does, though. They do.
Yeah, that happens quite a bit. That's where your ACL just overextends, and that happens quite a bit.
Gronk had it. He was fine. Yeah. Gronk had I don't mean to cut you off, but he had an MCL tear. Tom Brady had one. There's a few players that had ACL and MCL tears and come back just fine. It can ruin your career. You're not wrong. Like, it can hinder you, especially with the mindset that Ayuk currently has right now. So it's possible, but I mean, I wouldn't.
Not like he's explosive, so yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. Kruger has some crazy takes. He kept going about Tutu Atwell. Larry back on his Zach Wilson shit too. Is he talking about Zach Wilson, dude? Man, he does not give up. Like, you don't watch Larry Kruger probably, so you don't know, but like he has takes that just seem like he's just throwing anything at the wall. Like, I don't hate him for it. They're fun, they're entertaining, but they're not realistic in my eyes sometimes. Like, they're just way out there. Like, if a player was great in college, he could be shit all the NFL. Larry Kruger would be like, yeah, but he just needs to come to the 49ers and he'll be great. It's just like, no, dude, that's not how that works. I never said that about Cup and Koopa. Is that what you said up here?
I don't know.
Did I just read that?
What? Oh, that they're the best wide receiver duo?
Didn't he say that?
I don't know who said that. I don't know.
Somebody said it. I don't know. Or they deleted their comment because I read it. You guys saw it. So I'm not tripping. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into the other news, the injury report real quick, and then we'll get into predictions because we're running out of time. So let's go ahead and make this fast.
You want to talk about Purdy?
Talk about Purdy? Oh, the audibles. That's right. Brock Purdy is not allowed to call audibles. I think that is fucking stupid because apparently everything is pre-planned. If this guy is not open, then that means this guy has to be open. What do you mean, dude? Because apparently Kyle's been like, hey, we have a pre-plan for everything. If they give us this look, we're doing this. Sometimes, man, your pre-plan is not going to – they're going to come up with something new. Are you telling me that they're not going to come up with something new? They're not going to give you something you haven't seen before? You know, when they do that, that means whatever you planned is probably not going to work. So
That's called micromanaging, and it's the dumbest. Yeah, that is the dumbest crap. I mean, that's terrible. Not allowing your quarterback, the guy that's out there on the field that's seeing everything, and not trusting him to call the play out there is, yeah. I mean, that right there just tells you why we're losing.
It's handcuffing Brock Purdy and his ability to grow as a player. And you're right. It is micromanaging. It's saying, hey, you got to do this. You need to give Brock Purdy some power. You need to give him some ability to grow as a true quarterback, because elite quarterbacks are able to control the line of scrimmage and protect themselves. Quite literally, Brock Purdy has to see 9 people in the box and think to themselves, oh, shit, I can't call an audible no matter what. I got to run the ball. Yeah. There's going to be a run here no matter what. There's going to be this, etc. And it's just, you need to give if Brock Purdy is a franchise quarterback, if he is smart, if he is cerebral like we think he is, he should be able to handle blitz and see it coming and know how to protect himself. You're telling me that if he sees a blitz, no matter what.
I think his dad was known for doing that too.
Oh, dude,
this isn't the first time he's done this, I think.
No, Papa says did that with Jimmy G too as well.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's the thing. Brock Purdy's on Jimmy G's better, so it's like you need to let him have. It's hindering Kyle Shanahan too and his ability. It's hindering both head coach and quarterback. And Kyle Shanahan is the one that's holding himself back and Brock Purdy by doing that. Because again, you're not going to be able to foresee everything. Yeah, you're a great mastermind, blah blah blah, etc. But sometimes, from what we've seen, you're going to see something you haven't seen before in the moment. Because they could be like, okay, we see this defense out there, so let's call this play. You get out there, suddenly this guy comes up here, this guy comes down, and you never prepared for that. You're fucked. You're like, okay, well, I know this guy's coming at me no matter what. I can't adjust the player to come over here and help block. I can't do that. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. This isn't news. This has been discussed multiple times over the last couple of years. Yes, however, Brock Purdy, though, is a different quarterback and you approach him differently. The reason why it was okay years prior is because that was Jimmy G. That was Nick Mullins. That was Brian Hoyer. That was CJ Beathard. So the micromanaging made sense. The holding them to this kind of like box of like, you can only do this made sense because they sucked.
There are their abilities weren't the same as Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy, I mean, you look at the way he can read the defense and where he throws that ball and where he goes through his progressions. He's a different beast compared to prior quarter. Jimmy G wasn't. You got to give him a little bit of credit. He wasn't a horror. You can't put him in the same category as those other quarterbacks. He was a step above them. So I think holding him back too was a mistake under Kyle Shanahan. I think Jimmy G was smart enough that he could have called audibles and made plays. So I think Shanahan doesn't allow his quarterbacks to progress under him. Really, he hinders their growth and he hinders our offense. Really,
it's like he wants to be the quarterback.
But
like,
he can't throw.
The eyes of Jimmy G. Like he just wants to like, okay, you're doing this. I'm the quarterback. I got a controller and I'm controlling you. And this is what you're doing.
He just can't throw the ball for shit.
Especially that fucking deep ball in the Super Bowl. I swear to God.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just it's not allowing our quarterbacks to actually grow. And yeah, Papa J, I agree with you. I mean,
do you think Jimmy G was right by saying Kyle's play calling sucks? No,
I think
he's good play caller.
I mean, I think he's a great play caller, but I think he probably could have reworded that differently. I think you could say that Kyle Shanahan sucks.
Papa J's been a little.
No, I would say, but I can agree with him because I'm not. I'm probably 60-40 with Shanahan right now because he does a lot of things that can really irritate you. And this has been something that, I mean, I've known about it, but, just being reminded about it recently again of this whole thing, Brock Purdy, not being able to call audibles, and I'm like, oh yeah, Jimmy G had the same thing. It just reminds me of how he micromanages these quarterbacks, and it frustrates you because a guy like Brock Purdy, you have to let him go. And you have to you got to let this guy just play football. I mean, he is a smart player. And like I said, the way he reads the field out there, and he can make those throws. He can read that defense, obviously. But if you're saying, no, I'm not going to let him audible, I'm just going to have him play the way I want to. Well, there's a reason he's not beating man defense, or he's not beating this certain defense. It's because Shanahan's telling him, well, if they look like this, then this is what you're going to do. So he's going by Shanahan's instructions. And that instruction manual only goes so far.
Yeah.
So
it's like he wants to protect himself. He wants to be able to make these plays. It's just like, yeah, you're right, 100%. Just completely handcuffing him, just hindering his ability to become an actual, like, that top-tier quarterback, that elite quarterback. Like, you're a great play caller, man. You can call those plays. Like, sometimes, man, you're going to be wrong. And there's one thing I also want to say is that, yeah, every head coach, by the way, has their weakness, except for if you're Andy Reid. But outside of that, usually
it has multiple weaknesses, but yes.
It's just they're starting, those weaknesses are just being shined right now. They're just being exposed, if that says anything. And it's up to Kyle, and I guess you could say his weakness, based on what everyone's saying, is his ego. And if he's not
his
willing
ego
to change,
is bad, yeah. Bring Saleh in. Let Saleh coach the team.
He was the refresher. He was the guy that gave everyone fire. He was the one that was like,
that's what I'm saying. I'd take Saleh over Shanahan.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Saleh, man, but I don't know with that one. I like Saleh, but I don't know. We have to get to these. We have to get these picks. Is this week's picks? Ricky Pearsall. So last week, you agreed that if I was a 50-50, I get the W for the week. And
you got the 50-50. I know.
I got the 50-50 thanks to the who played the Chargers? I forgot who played the Chargers. Chargers lost, didn't they? Who did they lose to?
I can't remember, but yeah.
I can't remember either. I think it was. Hold on. Let me check. I was hanging on for life. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? I lost again." I was like, I need the Chargers to. It was the Cardinals. That's right. I believe in the Cardinals over the Chargers, and I was like, "Come on, Cardinals, let's do it." Yeah,
that's terrible that our division is this.
Is this bad?
Our division's winning and we're losing. Like, we're last in our division right now.
But that can change if they lose this weekend. We win.
Well, they're not. It's not happening, right?
It's tight. It's tight. It's a tight race. It's a tight race. Until we're mathematically calculated in the division to be out of it, we're still good. I mean, literally, it's such a tight race. 4-3 Seahawks, 3-4 Cardinals, 3-4 Rams. We're 3-4 as well. All we have to do is beat the Rams again, beat the Rams, beat the Cardinals, and then beat the Seahawks again, and then tie the wins, and we're good. So there's still a window, but I totally agree that it looks bad because we're in last place and we already lost 2 divisional games. But then again, we did dominate who is currently the top dog in the division. So, and the reason why we lost those games is because we choked against Cardinals and Rams. It wasn't like they dominated us.
We pulled the Kyle Shanahan. Yes, I know. Yes.
We pulled the Kyle Shanahan. Oh, God. I'm fighting off you haters. I'm not doing a very good job here.
So you're too much of a Kyle Shanahan.
No, I just think that he's still a top 5 coach, and I think that every head coach has a weakness, and there's always something you could be frustrated about with every single head coach. There's always something with a head coach you could point out and be like, fuck that guy. I don't want him. I feel like you could do that with every head coach, except for Andy Reid. As right now, that's the only reason why. And I'm not going to be rash and be like, okay.
Andy Reid's kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Andy Reid's kids. Yeah. So anyway, I won last week, so we don't have to get too much into it. Not going to get through all the games because we're running out of time. But let's just say I won. So I'm now 3-4. You're 4-3. It's now a close race. Let's go ahead and jump into the pick'ems. there's a few things. Oh, let me just talk. We're not going to talk about it. I just want to put it out there. Debo should be back, and so should Kittle. They're fine, but Kittle's dealing with an ankle injury. I think he's just fighting through it, even though it's probably aggravating a little bit. Juwan has a hip pointer, which makes sense for him to be out with that because a hip pointer, it can really fuck you up and not make you as good as a player. So I see where they come from. Hufanga was supposed to be out for the rest of the year with his torn finger ligament, which I thought, like, can't you just wrap something around that and be fine? But I digress. So apparently Mike Silver came out and says that he's going to be out for the rest of the season, most likely ending him his tender as a 49er because we have Mustafa and Jair Brown. However, according to his agent, Chris Cabot, that he plans to be back in a few weeks and put a cast around his hand, just as I thought. So Hufanga is going to come back at some point this year, according to his agent. So that's great, but I hope that we keep with Malik Mustafa and Jair Brown as the starters and just have Hufanga as the backup. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the pick'ems because we're running out of time. Okay, bring it up. I hope everyone's been fantastic, by the way. I hope your Sunday's great. I hope you just woke up just feeling energized and ready to just take on the day. You know, I hope you're feeling great. All right, Minnesota Vikings beat the Los Angeles Rams beat the Minnesota Vikings in a very controversial call with the face mask at the end.
It wouldn't have made a difference in the game, but yeah.
I disagree 110%. I'm sorry, I don't mean to snap at you, but I can't believe you just said that. Why are you saying that? They have multiple plays so far this year where they're in the end zone and they score touchdowns. They have multiple, one against us in particular.
Oh, they made a big.
They were scoring points throughout the year. They were scoring throughout the game. They were scoring points. They got 20 of them, so they could have gone down the field. There was a chance for that, and that got taken from them. A chance that they earned. They got the stop against the Rams. They got the ball back. They earned that. They deserve that. And I wouldn't be mad if it was like a penalty that like a bunch of players around, no refs kind of couldn't see it. It's kind of hard to see. Nah, man. There was 2 refs in the end zone looking right at fucking
That was
Sam
for
Gibson.
Stafford.
What's that?
I said that was for Stafford.
That was for Stafford?
I don't know. It doesn't matter now. It's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter, but like it matters because it's our division. They won, and that's total bullshit. But I think that the Vikings got robbed 110% just because they got robbed of an opportunity.
They had chances to win that game earlier, so whatever.
But that doesn't matter. Every game has chances, and you fail at those chances. It's what you do with that last chance. It's what you do at the end. A la Patrick Mahomes.
Minnesota had plenty of chances to stop them. They had plenty of chances to put up more points. They should have beat them in the end. So they're a better team than the Rams. So it's plain and simple.
It doesn't matter how many opportunities they had prior to that, dude. What matters is the fact that their opportunity they earned. They deserved that last opportunity. And it got robbed 110%.
Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Oh, dude. How the hell did KOC not put up more points on that shitty Rams D? Kevin O'Connell. 49ers put up more with all their stars out. I don't know, dude. That was kind of weird, but I think
what I'm saying. They should have put up more points, and their defense should have stopped them.
But they could have put up those points.
That last play, they wouldn't have done it. So
they
put up 20 points barely. So,
but they have scored.
It doesn't matter what they did.
You're letting your no, dude. You're not thinking logically here, dude. You're not thinking logically.
Plenty of logic in that thinking.
Patrick Mahomes has plenty of opportunities to score points throughout the entire game, but he takes that fourth quarter. If he got robbed of an opportunity, he'd be like, well, he wasn't going to score anyway. You were going to say that about Patrick Mahomes?
Mm-hmm.
Rams were the Vikings trap being 110%. Darnold starting to see ghosts as Strawberry. Maybe. I mean, I think Poggy did say that the Minnesota Vikings were going to come back to earth at some point, and this could be them just coming back to earth.
I don't think they're that good of a team.
Yeah, I agree with you both. Vikings were robbed, and they did have a chance throughout the game. Yeah, they had chances throughout the game, but it's like you have all your chances.
You can't you can't determine the game on one play. You have to play throughout the game. You have 60 minutes.
You can through one
60
drive.
60 minutes determines the game. And that
but
one
you can
play,
through one drive.
No. All right, let's go on with your prediction. We can agree to disagree because you're.
I don't know how you can't agree with that. Like they were robbed that one chance, dude. It's so crazy, dude. All right, okay.
Because how deep they were in the end zone, I don't think they would. Sam Darnold wouldn't have taken them down the field. I don't believe in Sam Darnold, even though they've done it all season. Sam Darnold. It doesn't matter. He's done it before this year. Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold.
Yes, it does. That means he could do it. What do you mean?
No. How many times has he done it prior to this season?
It doesn't matter. It matters what you're doing this season, not last. No. It doesn't matter.
He's still going to come down to earth.
You just said that, man. What matters?
He's still going to come down to earth.
What does not matter? What are you doing this year?
He's still going to come down to earth. Sam Darnold's still.
Well, yeah, he's probably going to come back to earth. Like
he probably would have thrown a pick six on that drive.
We'll never know.
Yeah,
because they got robbed. All right, so Baltimore Ravens at Browns. I already know you're going to pick Ravens for sure. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The 2-minute drill plays are a lot different than the rest of the game. They were robbed from the 2-minute drill plays. Yes. Thank you, Papa. Thank you. 110%. Let's go. All right. Ravens at. So you're picking Ravens for sure. I don't have to second guess that one. That one's going to be clobbering. Even with Deshaun Watson being out.
Like he would have made a difference anyways.
Yeah, for real.
I don't even know. I forgot he was still playing football.
Yeah, I totally forget about him most of the time. Tennessee Titans at the Detroit Lions. Is this a trap game?
No, Lions are going to win.
Lions. All right. I got Lions too. That's 110%. I feel like people.
Oh, go ahead.
What? No, you go ahead.
I was waiting for the next game. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to pick a game that's a trap game. I want to pick a game that's against the odds. I feel like there's going to be a good team's going to lose against a bad team this today. Not the 49ers because Cowboys are bad. We're still good.
Don't you put that on us.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
You had to say that.
All right, so Detroit Lions for sure. Okay, Cardinals at Dolphins. This is Tua Tagovailoa, the concussion man himself's return. Strawberry has Lions. I'll put an S for Strawberry.
Can we okay, how about jeez.
That's true, Strawberry. I like that. That's true.
How about we just do
this one's kind of tough because you don't know what Tua is going to be, right?
Well, what do I want and what do I think? Because the Dolphins have the number 2 defense in the NFL, right? So
the Cardinals have a good offense.
Yeah, I mean they're outside the top 10, defense. Right? They're outside the top 10, I think. Offense. So
Dolphins, Cardinals can't win 2 in a row, and the Dolphins D is actually good. I think the Cardinals won 2 in a row this year. They've done it already. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm just gonna go Dolphins. Screw it. I have to because I need I want the Cardinals to lose. I need us to go ahead of them. I can't. You can't in good conscience just pick. You can't pick the Cardinals, but you are feeling Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals. I know. I'm going with who I think is going to win, not my emotions here. Even though I probably will pick one with my emotions at some point, but this one I'm going to go with Cardinals. Mm-hmm. I got Cardinals. Just because Tua is back, and I don't think Tua is the same player. That dude looks like I don't know if you saw an interview with Tua.
I don't think his brain's there. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, he looks fucking out of it. He looks fucked up. So that's what I think. He looks messed up. Papa J's got Ravens, of course. That's smart. All right. So that's one we disagree with. Dolphins and Cardinals. Jets at Patriots. I'm picking Patriots. I'm doing it.
Really? Okay.
I'm doing it, dude. I would. This one's probably gonna be an L, but this is the one where I feel like
you hope.
This is a hopeful one because the Jets are bad, but they're not Patriots bad. But then again, this could be a trap game for the Jets because they think it's so easy. So I'm going Jets on this one. I'm going Patriots. I mean, that's my underdog pick. Papa J's got Lions. Good going. What do you think about the Dolphins, Cardinals, and Jets? Pats, Papa, let me know. I'll write it down. Falcons at Bucks.
This, man, the Falcons.
I got Bucks.
I'm gonna go. I'm going Bucks. I was gonna say the Falcons have looked so weird this year.
Yeah, there's such a. We were talking about this earlier before the show. They're just such a random team.
Weird teams.
Yeah, they can either play fantastic or they can play I can't really pin them where they're at. As a team. So Strawberry's got Falcons. I'm gonna go Bucks. You're gonna go Bucks, and I'll put S. And I'll put an X next to it. Bucks lost Evans and Godwin. That's right. That's right. And they don't have a very good run game. I totally forgot about that. Did you remember that? They don't have Godwin or Mike Evans. I'm going to go Falcons. I changed my mind. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm going Falcons. You're right. Good call, Strawberry. You almost made me look stupid as shit. Thanks, man. Me and you almost made us both look stupid. Green Bay Packers at the Jaguars.
Packers.
Trap game for the Packers? No. Okay. I don't think it is either. The Packers they got too good of a head coach. I think he's a lot better than makes Jordan Love better. And Jordan Love is overrated, but he's not like the worst quarterback. Strawberry's got Packers. Papa J's got Arizona. Good choice. Falcons, Packers. Papa J's got Pats. Hey, nice. That's what we like to see. Okay. Strawberry's got Packers. I'll put an S there. Next up is Colts at Texans. Who do you got?
Texans.
Dude, this might be a trap game. This could be a trap game. I'm going to go. Dude. Okay, how many games we disagreed on? We did Dolphins, the Jets won. So far, we disagreed with one game. If we don't, I'll come back to that one. But as of right now, I'm picking Texans as well. I'll come back to it. But as of right now, I'm picking Texans. I think the Texans are a little weird. Eagles at Bengals.
I think Bengals.
I wanted to pick the Bengals too, man. And I don't know if that's because I don't like the Eagles, but yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals as well. I think the Bengals get the dub. I got the Bengals, so we agree on that one. The Eagles are just such a I don't think they're that good. I think they're frauds, 110%. Saints at Chargers. As long as Spencer Rattler is their quarterback, and from what I saw, I agree with you, Chargers on that one. I am not picking the Saints again, man. Jesus. Papa J's got Texans. Put a P there. I'll put an S there. Strawberry's got Chargers. We all got Chargers. There's some easy ones, like technically easy ones to pick here. There's not really many good games, I don't think. And as I say that, Buffalo Bills at Seahawks.
Buffalo.
Wow, dude. A lot of people got Buffalo. 84% picked Buffalo. Crazy. That's a little high to me. I don't want to pick the Seahawks. I'm picking our division rivals to win games and shit, even though I need them to lose. My bald head. I'm gonna pick the Bills too. Say that like I'm disappointed. I gotta be real. Strawberry's got Bills as well. Bears at Commanders. Keep in mind, Commanders are not going to have Jaden Daniels. That is predicted.
Yeah.
So I got the Bears.
I'm still gonna go with the Commanders.
Oh shit. Okay. For sure. Damn. Well, I don't know if he's for sure going to be out. I've heard that that's the prediction. Like I've heard a couple people say it's obvious he's not going to play because they practiced. I saw a TikTok. Well, apparently they practiced 3 quarterbacks all week with starters. So that tells me that he's not playing. If Daniels was playing, was playing, I would say Commanders. Yeah, I'm gonna say Bears. And then Strawberries also got the Bears. Panthers at Broncos. The shit show versus the shit show. Brian, Poggy. Panthers at Broncos. Who do you got?
Broncos.
I'm losing you. I got Broncos too. Take that. Strawberry's got Broncos as well. Kansas City Chiefs at the Raiders. The last time the Raiders played the Chiefs, they won that game 20-14.
I'm going with the Chiefs, though.
I almost want to pick the Chiefs. I want to pick the Raiders out of spite. So bad, dude, but I can't do it. I got to pick the Chiefs, dude. They're going to win this one. All right, Chiefs got this one as well. Bryce Young is playing, so yeah. Oh, Bryce Young is also playing too. Papa J's got Chiefs. Strawberry's got Raiders. Okay. They have to lose sometime.
Right.
Why not their division rival? That would make sense. I mean, like we said, division rivals are different.
Mm-hmm.
They are different. You could be a completely shit team and still beat a dominant team. That happens. Dallas Cowboys, the 49ers. We already know this one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so the Papa J's and Strawberry been bold 110%. It's because usually they're favored by 4.5. Do you think that the 49ers are going to win more by 4.5 or less than 4?
Let's just say 27-24.
So under 4.5. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close like that too. I think it's gonna be like something stupid like 20-18 or something.
Okay.
Something like that. But yeah, obviously got the W there. And then last but not least, certainly is Giants at Steelers.
Steelers.
1, 2, 3 games we picked differently. Texans, I'll agree with. Now I think about it. Strawberries is 49ers, dealer. You got Steelers. I almost want to pick the Giants. Why do I believe in the Giants? What is with that? Okay, I'm going Steelers. Yeah, I'll go Steelers. I'll yeah, what the fuck ever. I'll go Steelers as well. All right, so those are our predictions. The only ones we disagreed with were the Dolphins game, Cardinals versus Dolphins. I think that's what it was. Yes, Cardinals at Dolphins, Jets at Patriots. I picked the upset of the Patriots over the Jets. And then I picked the Commanders. You picked the Commanders. I picked the Bears to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, those are our predictions. Let me know what you guys predictions outside of Strawberry and Papa J. Thank you guys so much for your predictions. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think that should be everything. I don't think we got to talk about everything we want to talk about. Just there's just a lot of conversations, a lot of opinions we had on. I kind of wish we can. I don't want to go live longer, but we got games going.
And Snickers.
And Snickers, of course. That's going to happen at any point.
For me.
For you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and bounce out of here. Those are our predictions. That's how we feel about the 49ers right now. The 49ers, just real quick, I want to get your opinion real quick about just so as a closing statement. I don't think the 49ers are out of it yet until they're mathematically out of it. I still believe the 49ers are going to the playoffs. I still believe the 49ers can go to the Super Bowl. I still believe the 49ers can win it. But I don't expect them to. There's two different things there. My expectations are not the same. They're not the same at all. I think they're just going to go possibly to the wild card as of right now and maybe lose that. That's how I see the team. Even though I still believe, I'm still going to chant for them. I'm still going to root for them. I still think that they can pull something out of their ass like they have done years prior and start winning games again. If they lose against the Dallas Cowboys, sell what you got. Sell Ward. Sell whoever all these old pieces are, get some draft picks, and then try to win games with these rookies and the depth pieces. Still try to win the division, but if they lose to the Cowboys, get ahead on developing these rookies and these players that are going to be in the next era. That's how I feel about this game if we win or lose. If we win, I think it says a lot more. It says that we can win playoff games. I think it just doesn't mean the expectation is NFC Championship or Super Bowl, but I still think that we have some fight in us and that we're not the worst team. So what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I don't think we're a Super Bowl team right now at all. Bottom tier playoff team, yeah. But if we do lose, yeah, I'd say maybe it's time to start thinking about next season.
So
I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I think if we lose against the Cowboys, a bottom tier team, then yeah, you're got to start thinking about next season because we're not healthy right now. It's time to start selling some pieces and thinking about next season, holding on to the solid pieces we have and thinking about what you can move. And yeah.
Do you think we should tank though if we lose?
No, I don't think we should tank. I think we should still
try to
win games, and maybe we can still be a wild card team, but I don't think we'll make an impact in the playoffs. I don't think we'll make an impact in the playoffs even if we win right now, unless we get healthy. If we're not healthy going into the playoffs, we're not going to do anything.
True.
I mean, we already talked about it. You think the Cardinals or Seahawks, and I think right now, as it looks, the Seahawks are probably going to win the division. I mean, if they pull off a win today against Buffalo, I mean, the Seahawks are going to win the division. I mean, that's, they're already going to be 2-3 games ahead of us. And then we go into Seattle to play them the way we've been playing. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, we can't win in Seattle looking like we have. So, I don't know. It's depressing.
We've never been a home team, though. We've always, we would either suck or be good at home. I don't think home's ever mattered for us, and I don't think it's ever mattered on the road for us either. So, I don't know about that, but I know the Seahawks stadium is supposed to be a big deal, but I think Brock does a pretty good job playing in that stadium.
We've struggled there. He has the last few seasons, but this is they're still a pretty good team. So, yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to predict the West because it's been so up and down with these guys, like the Rams beating the Vikings. But yeah, I said the Vikings were going to come down to earth at some point. I don't think the Vikings are going to win that division. So,
yeah, I think the Lions are going to win that division.
I think the Lions right now are probably the favorites to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, just real quick, I think that what happened, the reason why people are so bummed is because the expectations was ripped from us. The expectations for this team was a Super Bowl. The expectations was going back and still being that same team, regardless of us being favorited through all games, regardless of a Super Bowl hangover, regardless of CMC's Madden curse situation. We all thought that we were still going to be this dominant, epic team, and that has been taken away from us, and we're now underdogs at this point. And I feel like that's what's really downing fans and making us feel like shit, because there's some teams out there that are like the Rams, for example. They didn't have the expectations, but they're on fire right now. They have momentum. They look like they could, as of right now, be a dangerous playoff team. And I think the 49ers can capture that. I think they can still capture that kind of momentum, but the expectation that we have, that excitement that we have, that certainty that we felt is no longer there. And I feel like that's the big thing.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. Apparently people have been scoring touchdowns while we've been talking. A lot of shit's been happening. Dolphins scored 7-0. I hope they don't score anymore because I got the Cardinals. So, all right, guys. We will be back next week, 9:00 before the bye week, so the 49ers don't play, but we'll still talk about the other games and the future, because I'm assuming, Poggy, are you going to be available for the game tonight?
Tonight? No, I don't. We'll see. I'll text you.
We'll see. All right. I'll still get your opinion on that loss, and then the predictions, of course. We'll still need to keep that going. So we still plan on having a show next week, regardless of a bye week and 49ers not playing. And then also during that bye week, we should see some possible trade moves and stuff that we want to talk about. So
yeah.
You going live tonight for the game? I am. If it's ever like on primetime or Thursday Night Football or Monday, whatever, and I can watch it, I will usually go live. So I'll probably go live for that game. So anyone, thank you so much, Papa J, OG, the host. Thank you so much. Strawberry, you're awesome too, man. Always bring in the facts, bro. Bring in that energy. Who else was up in this biatch? Tribe, Tyler Helton. Coolest Chiefs fan to know. Milwaukee, good to see you, brother. Catherine, hang in there. Hang in there, Catherine. Hang in there. Hang in there. That's how I feel about that. Who else? Milwaukee. What's up? All right, that's everybody. To everybody who watches this later, I'm Wolfie. That's Poggy. If you loved this content, if you love this live, sub if you haven't already. Like the live. If you like this, if we brought it, if you were like, damn, this was a good show, hit that like button. I appreciate it. All love, fam. I'll see you soon. Deuces.